What's up, guys? Welcome back to the 8th Summit NA Qualifiers. Leviathan will take on VGJ.Storm, and this is going to be the last game, Game 3, off of pretty much good and bad drafts for the winners and losers respectively. We'll see who's going to push themselves forward into the tournament and have the privilege of facing up against our Korean overlords in Immortals. I'm Mike Loris, going to be joined by PQMZ for this third and final game. Dude, I just want to see a draft where, like, there's no clear advantage. We're both like, it's 50-50, and then they both play well. But I don't know if that's asking for too much here.
I think that's asking for, like, too much in so many games these days. Because, especially as people are figuring out the meta right now, it's really hard, I think, to understand which drafts actually stand where. So you kind of have to see some of the game out to then realize, oh yeah, what I said when they were drafting was actually completely incorrect, and this is how it's working. But Dota is hard, you know. I would like to see a closer game, though, that's for sure.
Well, Leviathan will open up, taking out the Sand King, which we saw sneaking play really well in Game 1. Got Tiny banned out, Slardar banned out as well. I'm not sure if the IO was banned out earlier, but at any rate, it's out now. Winter Wyvern with the puck. The opening for the Leviathan side, VGJ.Storm, gonna get the Night Stalker one more time for Flea most likely. Not a lot of action on that hero in the last game, but for sure a nice starter. Great hero up against the puck for sure. But puck, Winter Wyvern, already the Leviathan side looking pretty difficult to kill. I do want to see one or both of these teams mix in some sort of push, because that seems to be the real catalyst as to who's going to be playing better, who pushes more.
Yeah, I think it's just based on the patch, right? Like, if you don't have these really hard carries scaling, I'm not saying TB isn't one, but he has this window where he goes through like peak after peak with different items and Roshan. So if these heroes are in the game and you can actually use them to full effect in those windows, then you take so much more off the map than, say, an anti-mage or an alchemist who are more concerned about hitting creeps for the first 25 minutes of that game than they are about making plays on the map and actually pushing with their team.
Oh, a little bit of pushing action is going to be taken out. Ban of the Terrorblade certainly will keep VGJ.Storm safe from a repeat of the last game, and Weaver actually going to be brought out. We did see the Weaver banned out in Game 1. Puck is usually pretty decent up against the Weaver. Winter Wyvern is kind of only okay, so I guess that kind of makes a little bit of sense. But right now it is going to be VGJ.Storm with their supporting crew locked up, and is probably one of the stronger set of supporting heroes you can get. Leviathan still looking for that forward position along with the Winter Wyvern, and Winter Wyvern's fine in the lane all by herself. Wonder if maybe there's a chance we see a little bit of a different forward position hero come into play. It doesn't seem like there's an Earth Spirit player that's really comfortable in either of these two teams, but something like a Bounty Hunter can really set, I guess, Leviathan up for a very specific, very tailored game style.
Is that what you want to be going for now, though?
That's what I want them to be going for.
Well,
it's probably not the greatest up against Night Stalker, okay? But you know what? That I don't care about that. I want to see Leviathan go for like an incentived game style, if that makes any sense.
5 seconds.
I want to see a jungling alchemist without Iron Talon that pulls moonshots and acronyms in a professional game, but chances of that happening pretty slim, right?
Hey man, I saw a Bounty Hunter in this patch, at least like 2 of them. So fine, be that way.
No, I mean, Bounty is I think he's a pretty good hero this patch, just based on how you can set the tempo of the game. And you have very often have these pretty aggressive core heroes like Park, Brew to some extent, and then normally your mid lane has some kind of kill potential these days, just at varying stages. So I could definitely see it. I just don't like the hero as a 4. I think it's a bit better as a 3.
Yeah. I mean, at the very least, you definitely need to see what the mid lane is going to look like from the other side. Like, if you're up against a mobile mid laner, like if you are playing Bounty Hunter up against a Puck or a Quap or something like that, then you're just done. You can't really do anything there. So it isn't going to be just picked up and then just you're happy with that. You definitely need the right field to play a Bounty Hunter in.
I think Spirit Breaker's probably the safest pick if they want to reveal that now.
Hmm.
It's like, I feel like that hero's always got some use in the game. And even if it's just
Sven
pushing
stands
someone out of the
ready.
pot coil with your bash, it can win you fights in that respect. Or just charging the Night Stalker and keeping some kind of vision on the map.
We have a Sven pickup now for Leviathan.
Very
Usually when we
early.
see Svens, it's in direct response
10
to
seconds
something. Like
remaining.
a couple patches ago, it was, oh, enemy team has Juggernaut, we're going to pick a Sven.
5
And
seconds
nowadays
remaining.
it's like, oh, the enemy team picked up Nature's Prophet, we're going to pick a Sven. Up against a Lifestealer, we're going to pick a Sven. But I mean, because of that type of necessity for the hero, we usually see him picked up last or fourth, but very rarely do we see him picked up into pretty much an empty board. He doesn't know any of his matchups in lane, so VGJ.Storm, now knowing that they're going up against a Sven, there's nothing that they could do to like really truly shut down this Sven entirely. But they do know that CC effects just slows and purges. That'll be an absolute premium right now.
Oh, it has been a long time, but I believe it was Whitebeard who used to play support Sven, so maybe that's why they feel like they can pick it third. I really hope to God that isn't the case, and they just pick it because they have a game plan that works, and they feel like these two supports don't really offer enough pressure for the Sven to care. And they already banned out Weaver, which is a really good aggressive core. And Storm is a hero that Sven is not so good at dealing with because you have to like burst him down instantly.
Well, if it is a support Sven, I honestly don't think VGJ.Storm have to worry too much about that. The hero has a Storm Hammer, and then he's done for like the next minute. Can't do anything. You know, clarities aside. But assuming it's going to be played as
way
a
back. Like it actually wasn't as bad as you think.
the support
Like
Sven.
Warcry is a really good spell, but at the moment they have no reason for Warcry
Yeah.
to be good. So I don't know. I feel like that's a very early way to pick your core hero.
Radiant team
That's
pick.
I'm completely in agreement with you. Like if they had an AA, like some way to use that stun instead of Winter Wyvern, I'd be like, you know, okay, you're going for a stun with an AA. I can get behind that. But Sven and then Brood Mother, the pick for Leviathan. I mean, she was banned out first. I think like actually first banned in games 1 and 2. So now Leviathan getting their hands on a little bit of a cheesy hero. AoE from
10
VGJ.Storm in the
seconds
Jakiro is a pretty good start, but Jakiro, the pick for VGJ.Storm, is going to, of course, throw in some questions of who's actually going to be played support right now, because we've seen core Jakiro, we've seen core Night Stalker, both in the past. Which one do you think is a little bit better here? Core Jakiro, maybe to get the higher levels of Dual Breath up against the Brood?
I think Shakira's pretty ass against
Radiant
Brood just
team
because
back.
like any good Brood player will micro before that cast time hits the majority of your spiders. Especially with them being able to path through terrain now all the time. I used to think it was okay because you had so many instances of damage that if you ever hit the Brood
10
or the
seconds
spiders,
remaining.
her chase potential or getting away potential was like 0.
5
But now you just
seconds
path over
remaining.
cliffs all the time, and if it goes mid and Shakira's also mid, then I think Brood just like has her way. Bloodseeker, I think it's a pretty good hero here though. They have like two
Dire
very
team
aggressive
back.
heroes that deal a lot of damage in lanes, being Night Stalker and Shakira. Bloodseeker has this ability that stops Sven moving around so much. It's only really relevant if you're ahead though. Like Sven doesn't mind taking 400 damage to hit someone and kill them.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also good against Brood for the same reason. But
10 seconds remaining.
again, you have to be ahead to make that work. And right now, Night Stalker,
5 seconds
Rubik, and
remaining.
Jakiro can do damage early on, but as
Dire
it scales
team
into the
pick.
mid game, like the 15 to 25 minute mark, unless Rubik has a good steal and these other two heroes have like items and levels, their damage output is extremely minuscule, which is quite likely to happen just because of the nature of Brood. It's not as bad as it used to be in terms of making your supports by
10
101
seconds
sentries
remaining.
and dust. But I think they need some pretty big hero
5
here, and banning
seconds
out Dusa
remaining.
makes a lot of sense. So I'm really not sure what they want to
Radiant
go with.
team pick.
Bloodseeker's not exactly known for having AoE, but then again, neither is Viper, the last pick for the VGJ.Storm side.
Right, so they have the Viper mid, they have their Night
Yeah.
Stalker Jakiro, and then they have their Bloodseeker Rubik lane. It's just where they want to put them.
10 seconds
I mean,
remaining.
Viper is pretty good up against Sven. Like, that Viper
5
strike is obviously going to be
remaining.
an absolute all-star in that scenario. I am concerned somewhat with Viper's
Choose your
lanes.
hero.
Leviathan will get an Enchantress, a hero that we, in some regions, see just first ban, no questions asked, but is absolutely let through to the very end here. And taking a quick look, it is going to be sneaking, taking the Jakiro outside of any swaps, which is still possible, but Jakiro going to get a little bit extra farm here. Jakiro, as far as anti-brood, is, as you said, kind of hit or miss, but certainly has the potential of doing a decent job. It is really, really nice to have up against the Sven, but overall, it does seem like VGJ.Storm's draft is... It almost seems like just a pile of heroes in order to try to scrape together some answers without any sort of clear plan of their own.
Well, to some extent, yes,
10
but
seconds
they
remaining.
do have this whole "we just want to run at you and fight you" theme going throughout pretty much
5
all their
seconds
heroes.
remaining.
But I do think their draft is very risky. I'm personally not so sold on it. I would much rather be in Leviathan's shoes. Like having a 5th pick Ench into these heroes, like you get a good creep, Bloodseeker can't lane. You get one good rotation, that hero starts dying, Brood starts taking over the lane, and then the game is kind of already awkward. Because Shakira is not a hero that picks up slack, and Viper doesn't rotate really effectively, so I don't know. I think they have a lot of bases to cover. Like, you can sack a Jakiro and have him do something, but the other two heroes I really don't think you can. And one of them should get farm, unless the Ench is like godly lucky with creeps and gets like 4 Mud Golem spawns and manages to get, you know, perfect rotations. But you know, that is feasible. You get plenty of Mud Golems if one spawns.
I'm just concerned that VGJ.Storm have almost everything riding on their lanes. Like, when you pick up a Viper,
Yeah,
when you
they
pick up a
do.
core Jakiro, it kind of gets to that point, but like, as far as recovery is concerned, we saw in the last game, like, you don't really want to be playing from behind as a Viper. A Bloodseeker can kind of do it with the pickoff style of Rupture, with, you know, just the way that Thirst works. Just a one half decent fight and you can definitely clean up, but you really want to be just kind of snowballing with this VGJ.Storm strat, and I'm not really sure if Rubik Nightstalker will give them enough of a push to get that snowball rolling. We will see, however, as they're all going to load out and take a quick look at if there was any swappage. No, it's going to be pretty much exactly as you would expect. Sven, you know, maybe you just duo laning, tri-laning the Sven is the way to go. I mean, you're up against an Enchantress. She will be situationally threatening. But if Nusham's going to hang around this top side, then obviously apply pressure to that Sven is a great way to get yourself off to a good start.
Yeah, it does look like they're leaning more towards sacking the Sven, but I would not mind too much if I was Leviathan if that happens. Because the Ench can very easily start stacking this camp, or this camp if she moves bottom, and then you only need Tread's Mask of Madness to be able to clear whatever size Ancient stack, especially if an Ench creep is tanking it, or a Wyvern with his Cold Embrace. So it's very easy for them to make the Sven catch up. And Brood plus Puck are definitely heroes that draw attention or make things happen. I don't know. I think I'm completely with you on the fact that VG's lineup is a lot riskier. It has a lot less play to make bad fights happen. They kind of need to be steamrolling from like minute 5 onwards. Because I think before that Ench is going to cause some problems, so I'm not too sure they can be as effective as they might like to be.
It was actually my first time casting a Brood Mother. Seen her a couple of times in, you know, just other streams and whatnot. Although I haven't really seen her go into a lane like this. Bloodseeker and Rubik up against Brood Mother. You know, obviously Brood Mother did get a couple of tweaks here and there. Isn't invisible anymore, unless you want to get a Shadow Blade. But I can't imagine this is going to be a really pleasant lane for the Dire here. Like, Brood Mother is still very, very annoying to deal with just because of how fast she is. Still get regen in the webs quite a bit, in fact. So I don't think they could actually kill her unless Monkeys Forever takes like a lot of shots from Stan King beforehand, especially with Whitebeard hanging around the area. Like, it does seem like this Broodmother is rather invulnerable.
I don't think it's so much about them killing the Brood, but if it wasn't for this Wyvern coming up, she would have 0 CS for a very long time. And when you have a lane like that in this patch, the deny change was a really big deal. It's really bad to just sit in a lane and leech experience, which is what Brood would be doing.
Lift up onto Whitebeard. Definitely Winter Wyvern is a vulnerable enough hero where you can try to make some sort of plays. Kind of low on HP. Ritsu, now level 2, is going to pick up a point in Thirst, and he is quick. Although, doesn't have the backup of Stan King. Monkey's only with one little friendly spider is going to do quite a bit of damage to Stan King. Man, this spider tanking the tower, an injection from long range. And Monkeys Forever gets the kill, and at the same time, they circle around with the Hellbear. Stormhammer is level 2 from Sven. And they will get 2 kills across the map, maybe at a cost of their puck, taking a little bit of damage from Ryo, but which should be fine. Still Monkeys Forever. The rest upon by Ritsu, but as he loses those Thirst stacks, he's going to become much less of a threat. Actually, there's action potentially happening all around the map, but Sven going for a kill build. This is not a Sven build with 2 points hammer that is really designed to farm. This is just make use of the hero when you have an Enchantress roaming in, and Enchantress, speaking of, is roaming in one more time, this time going for sneaking again. He will get back to the safety of his tower. Jakiro is pretty fat, but yeah, it is Leviathan to take a nice little early start, and as we said, as VGJ.Storm, you don't want to fall behind even a little bit in these lanes.
It's not too bad yet, but if this is the trend to continue, it's very worrying for them. I expect the Sven now will start like picking up his normal build, but I like the 2 points in Stormhammer. It's 75 damage, an extra second of stun. It's a pretty good point. Like, what does Cleave do for you early, honestly? I like players who do this.
Cleave is never something you want to level up. It's something you just want to have. Garter is going to join up with Whitebeard, and they'll take down the Viper, just chill him up with the Winter Wyvern, and of course just right-clicks from Garter at a range. This Winter Wyvern is kind of on the roam, which is something we don't ordinarily see all that often. That's because Monkeys Forever doesn't need the help at all, and clearly VSJ is doing okay for himself as well. So Whitebeard, not really needed anywhere, which is a huge luxury for a Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, if you just show up into a lane and press your Q, which he isn't even leveling, which this patch is quite common, you can drop them 20-40% pretty easily, and then from there it's really annoying. And Puck is very good at pushing advantages.
Monkeys Forever
The Viper's
starting to... Oh, Roya. Splinter Blast is going to land. Full burn from the cold of the Winter Wyvern, and Roya is going to fall here. Most likely, right? Yes, is going to fall. Stan King's arrival is a little bit too slow up towards top lane. In the meantime, Monkeys Forever with a pretty large goon squad shoving them into Ritsu's face. Straight TP out from the Bloodseeker will make it out to safety, but just getting absolutely bullied. And speaking of bullied, sneaking on the bottom lane now. Ready to take the Stormhammer. Looks like he'll be fine. Satyr Tormentor is not exactly an ideal kill creep here for the Enchantress, but top lane is on lock here for Leviathan. So, yeah, it's going to be a Broodmother game.
Like, yeah, because now Brood is zoning everyone out. They can commit their heroes to other lanes, and they kill Viper mid, Puck gets a regen rune, you know, it's a pretty sad life. So they're going to start committing their heroes bottom, where the Ench is already sitting, and they already have some decent vision. So, I don't know, I'd feel really lost for VG right now. Maybe once they get some levels, they can start making some plays and getting more than just an H kill, but it's something to start.
Killing off the Satyr friend, also not too bad. The Enchantress has been bullying this bottom lane at least as much as she can. But still, the concern is half Ench, half Whitebeard, who's been kind of bullying the Viper, as he now has 3 points in the Corrosive, plus help from Stan King. He will have a much better shot at surviving and even turning things around, perhaps. Garter doesn't have a coil just yet, or will connect, but up against the Raindrop will do about nothing. So the Viper, at this point, with the magic resistance that he has, durable enough to survive, but Jakiro on top lane does not have armor enough to deal with this many spiderlings. I wish there was some way for me to select it. And a
Kills.
stomp from Nusham comes in from the Centaur. This is a Night Stalker during nighttime, and he's still not fast enough to escape the Broodmother.
I mean, you no longer have the invis aspect to this hero, but I think it was actually just a buff, honestly. Like,
Well, now you can see your death coming.
you don't have to worry too much about the sentries and stuff as a support anymore, so it's a lot less annoying in pubs, and in a pro game you
Radiant's
actually
bottom
have more
tower
items,
is under
but
attack.
the pathing stuff.
Ritsu.
and,
Dire's top tower
Hit with the
is
coil on the bottom lane. Do not snap that, bro. It's a bad idea. Help from Jakiro is coming in, but it's way too late. Ritsu's already dead. BSJ getting some action. Though he is ruptured, he's going to have to turn around and fight. He's Sven. That's what Sven does. He does just turn around and fight, especially with backup coming in the form of Whitebeard. Splinter Blast will kill off Flea, and with the burn, they'll secure the kill on the Jakiro as well. Double for the Winter Wyvern. 9-1 and BSJ. God Strength, level 6. Yeah, still just pretty good. 9-1 is the lead for Leviathan. For only a 7-minute-old game, this is a convincing lead, and with a troll coming out of nowhere to net down Ryoya, looking for a little bit more. Dual Breath will be dodged by Garter, but now he's in a little bit of trouble. Will try to orb himself out. Should dodge the last couple of hits. The Bloodseeker, he's not really dangerous enough right now to make anything happen, and still at the top lane, no one hero can deal with monkeys forever. This Broodmother is an absolute menace, and Stan King is maybe even going to feel it. Oh, that Fade Bolt damage reduction is going to save his bacon, but will not save the tower's bacon.
I was going to say I felt like very little damage, but
Oh,
not
no,
mid
yeah.
lane, you know?
Coiled
Problem after
again.
problem.
Dire's top
He has
tower
stick
is under
charges.
attack.
He shouldn't die here.
Radiant's bottom tower
Well,
is
maybe
under
he
attack.
will die. Orb will fly through. There's no more raindrop. One more right click. Got him.
Radiant structures
Dude, Winter
are
Wyvern has been such an aggressive hero in this game. So different from what we normally see from Winter Wyverns.
I think this is how you play the hero as a 5 when you
Radiant's
have these
bottom
lanes.
tower is under
It can be
attack.
an obscenely defensive hero that you play kind of like Dazzle or something, but when you play like this with an inch, just go, go, go.
Net down. Bam. Got him with the shield bash from BSJ. They will lose the tier 1 tower, but you know who doesn't care about that? Monkeys Forever. He's taking a tier 2 tower by himself with Desolator to stone's throw away. It's 8 minutes in, and he almost has Desolator. Like,
And
not
then
even
Medallion.
rushed. Like, he has Medallion and Soul Ring.
Dire's top tower is
How
under
do you
attack.
stop this Brood? And then how do you stop BSJ and everyone else?
You don't. That's what they need to figure out, how they want to prioritize. And Ritsu's got a smoke. He's popping it now. And they want to go for Brood. So, the biggest hero on the map.
Well, the Brood does have an Obs, and is
Yeah, I
going
think
to get
she's
hit
fine.
with the Satyr, Prowler, whatever jazz. But Rupture?
just
Monkeys
TP out
Forever
now
doesn't
and
give a
you're
damn about Rupture. Roche? Okay, Roche is not hitting the main Brood, and you know what? She can walk over cliffs. No one else on... Actually, no. Night Stalker can sometimes jump down cliffs, but Night Stalker is not working with darkness right now. Monkeys Forever just going to put up the hunger and start getting some revenge on these stupid Prowlers. Nobody likes these things. Big smoke gank, Rupture used for about nothing gained there for VGJ.Storm.
Old Brood dies there, new Brood doesn't.
Mhm.
OS Frog. Yeah. And those are the kind of plays that they need to get working. They need some form of momentum in this game. Mostly for morale reasons, I feel like. You don't feel confident making plays when they're not working. So,
Especially
that
after...
or you go to the other end and you are like, okay, we just have to do something. I have no idea what, but we're just gonna smoke and like draw this line or something, you know?
I mean, if you look
And
at how
then-
last game ended, like that was the most anticlimactic, I'm sure someone is angry type of game ending. And to immediately
Oh,
get thrown into
It
this
is an
game
NA
again.
team. Like, I'm pretty sure they're all very heated players at times. Like, I know Snake King doesn't necessarily have enough temperament.
TP out. Oh no, they can't even kill an Enchantress. In the meantime, Monkeys Forever is starting to poke in towards the high ground. He's gonna pop the hunger, and God, that does a lot of damage on the Viper. So do the Spiderlings. Oh my God. You get some armor for yourself. Monkeys Forever though is very low. His Spiderling Goon Squad is going to distract Flea, and with the Fade Bolt, will do very little damage, but the injection still is full damage from downtown. It's Monkeys Forever. You know, casually drawing 3 heroes up to the top lane and then killing one of them and then severely wounding another one and forcing them all back. That's some serious space creation at the very least.
It's some serious outplay, and like, as you said last game with how it ended, the temperament of this game is obviously a lot different than the first one, mostly due to draft, but I feel like you don't draft like this if you aren't tilted.
I don't like to use the term outdraft. I feel like that's a cop-out in a lot of scenarios.
I'm not saying it's an outdraft.
Oh, no, I'm not
like,
saying you are saying it, but I'm just saying I will never
draft.
use that term unless there's a situation like this where I don't understand what VGJ.Storm is supposed to be doing. Like, I don't understand how they're supposed to win.
I've been in that spot, so I can see the logic, and it's like, okay, we didn't expect to get brooded, we didn't ban it, this is happening, okay, so we're just gonna pick really strong lanes, and now this happens, you know, and you're just like, well, fuck, what do we do? The answer is pretty much jack shit.
Try to get a kill, end up losing a hero. Broodmother in the meantime is kind of just like backdooring the mid-tier 1, and no one's able to do anything about that. I mean, you gotta just concede the top half of the map right now as VGJ.Storm. That's a big dead zone. You don't go there anymore. That's no man's land, and you just kind of try to focus elsewhere. But in saying that, you gotta find some vulnerable heroes there. And well, with only one hero committed up towards that top lane, obviously everyone else is going to be kind of close to one another. They could back each other up.
Even with all the vision we have as spectators, it's very hard to see a play they can make that is likely to work and give them any kind of positive outcome. Because if they make some kind of 5-hero play where they go on this side of the map, they know there's vision from Leviathan, so it has to be a smoke. And then, worst to worst, they kill 2 free heroes of Leviathan, and then Monkeys takes a tower. Because you can't afford to commit a hero here defensively. Maybe he even takes a ranged rack if he doesn't feel like he can take the melee. But he has a mom coming up soon. Everyone loves mom, so that's probably going to make it pretty easy to take a full set if they ever make a play. And that's what they're mindful of right now, so they're not just throwing 5 heroes bottom and saying YOLO. They have to still be somewhat smart about this if they want any hope to win this game. It's not completely over. There are still plenty of ways you can throw this game. I'm not saying that it is going to happen, but it's Dota, you know.
Forever. I'm pretty sure. Like, obviously going for the range backs is like the safe play, but with Mask of Madness, Insatiable Hunger damage, and Desolator, I'm pretty sure he can take melee racks and just by himself outrace the entirety of VGJ.Storm if in fact they do say, screw it, we're going bottom lane. Stan King has grabbed Injection, so he can spawn some Spiderlings of his own.
Yeah, this is like the best thing he can do. Like, Rubik is the hero that can push this lane out when he gets a spell like this, whether it's Splinter Blast, Spawn, Spiderlings, Puck Orb. So if he can keep this lane pushing, that nullifies some of Leviathan's problem, and now they can make a play. So they have a smoke on their Night Stalker, but they're going to have to Shrine if they want to make any kind of play, because Shakira has Jack all mana. Ritsu's going for the Radiance, so he's not getting any kind of early Blade Mail, which might give them a way to win a fight now if he spent his money. So he's kind of all in.
Or Yoya rather. Found out by Garter is going to deploy all of his spells on the Enchantress. Breaking Edge is really powerful, and they'll get the kill there, but losing the Viper.
That's worth, man.
I mean, yeah, it kind of is because there's no action from the Brood. Brood's actually on bottom lane. They'll lift up the Night Stalker out of his TP, and he will for sure fall. Monkeys Forever shows up in the gank. That is not something that VGJ.Storm were expecting, but hey, Broodmother needs a couple seconds to make this bottom lane her new home and then take down the entirety of this lane as well. Plus having the Aegis, like, Brood is a real battler right now, so it's something for VGJ.Storm, but I'm pretty sure they're not going to be super happy to trade away their Viper and their NS.
Yeah, the Night Stalker died for no real reason there, but if he doesn't die and they trade 1-for-1, it's actually advantageous gold-wise. Obviously Viper's not farming while he's dead, so you can argue that aspect, but they just need anything right now, and trades are good when you're behind. Obviously you want clean kills, and you don't want your Night Stalker getting zoned out of his jungle like this and dying for free if he decides to go deep and drop another web.
He's going in, man, and one more spawn will kill, but can't quite get the range. In the back end, Ryoya is going to find the Winter Wyvern, but and even the Winter Wyvern still with the range drop is fairly durable up against this Viper. They will catch the Hellbear Smasher, and Ice Path will also clip the Wyvern out. Here comes the Sven and the Coil turnaround. Jakiro's in a lot of trouble. Guard is going to jump onto the Night Stalker in the back lines, as they will all fall, including Ryoya, dead to monkeys forever. Ritsu is doing the correct thing and not having any part of that. Shouldn't touch that fight, that's for damn sure, but it's going to be a 4-0 in favor of Leviathan plus this tower. I mean, even if Bloodseeker was there with the Radiance, I'm pretty sure that makes absolutely no difference.
No, a Radiance might, but yeah, he's not even close to it, so... The only reason I said if it's GG is, like, the way they went about that fight is, like, very... If this doesn't work, is there really anything to play for? And they deem yes, so... Their ability to defend the high ground is pretty good. Like, Bloodseeker is very annoying to push against. Same thing with Rubik with any stolen spell, Jakiro, Viper. They can play this high ground defense game pretty easily. If they ever like go up the hill or past their tier 2 towers, that's a different question. But it's game 3, you know, so...
The problem I see right now is that, I mean, if I'm playing a VGJ.Storm, first of all, someone made a big error allowing me on their team. But I'd be worried about the Broodmother. It's like, how do we answer this Brood? She's taken all of our stuff. We can't kill her. And
that's
yeah, you're going to try to answer the Brood, but also you got to worry about BSJ, who's been farming all the while. He's going to come in big now onto the Viper. A couple of shots will drop her very low, and we'll get the kill. Broodmother is burning, but that's just the Aegis. BSJ is going to get embraced. Now the curse onto the Jakiro, keeping BSJ healthy. Although stuck in the blood right, he will get 2 big hits before going down. Monkeys Forever cleans up the final Viper kill with the Jakiro. And that was pretty darn good for VGJ.Storm killing off the Sven. That's a, oh my god, a lot of cash actually in their pockets. But yeah, at a certain point, you gotta worry about the Sven. He's the real position 1 in this game, and he's loaded right now.
I mean, I'm not even sure that's true. I think Brood's a better carry than Sven is these days. But...
Well, I mean, Brood does have 2k more in an absolute free lane.
Yeah, I mean, most of that's for start, but it's just... And I agree with your point that they can't really deal with Brood unless they go for this 3/4 on 5 fight where they slightly overcommit and burn half to death in a macro fire.
Oh, Coil is going to give Enchantress a couple more seconds with the Solar Crush. She's just refusing to die. No way. Sprites aren't that strong. Okay, she will finally go down to the dots of the poison attack. And it's going to cost them a Bloodseeker, and it might cost them a little bit on this bottom lane too. Flea is going to get tagged by the burn, but not many Spiderlings here from the Broodmother. Still Garter playing some games with the Viper sneaking. Ice Pat's going to be way off the mark. Now here comes BSJ. Stormhammer onto the Jakiro. Cleave through onto the Viper as well. Sneaking is not long for this world, and Ryoya as well is going to get just right-clicked down by the Puck, who actually had a double damage ring. That's why you're seeing the Puck fist fight the Viper like that. Taking down an Enchantress, great. Losing 3 heroes for it, not as much so.
Yeah. High ground defense time, boys. I believe this is when you start playing autopilot Dota and hoping the other team messes up so badly that you can't believe it, and then you're like, oh, we can actually win this game. And then they'll probably try and make some sort of play, and then Leviathan will kill them, and then they realize, oh shit, we can't actually do anything. That's if the game doesn't end on the next Roshan, which is gonna spawn in like 4 or 5 minutes or so.
I mean, there's a friggin' butterfly on the Broodmother. She still has no boots, by the way, and I mean, this is like the hilarious thing, at least for us, as far as watching Brood. Like, we see all the Spiderlings coming, although she's kind of surrounded right now. There's a chance here that they may be able to kill off the Broodmother. All of her Spiderlings are getting stunned up. There's no micro here from the Broodmother at all. the Ice Path, and now the Hunger. She hungers for Night Stalker Flesh. It's not quite enough. He's fast enough to get out of there. And it will end a wicked 6 spree on the Broodmother. That is 1,000 gold for Flea. And a huge gain. Oh my god. 2,400 for the team off of that 1 kill.
That's not the hero you want it on, though. I mean, that's a Night Stalker, man. That's sad.
Beggars choosers, man. Beggars choosers.
No, I agree. But I actually think if he sticks and presses his butterfly, he gets 1 more auto attack, and then the puck comes in, and they actually turn that around. So it was a very, very clutch kill for VG.
He was also just bailing with all his Spiderlings, like thinking he could actually get away. And obviously, you don't want to feed over Spiderling gold. That is a lot of cash added up at the end of the day. But if he just made the earlier call of I'm probably dead, so I'm gonna fight my way out of here. I'm gonna deploy my Spiderlings on whoever. It doesn't really matter who. Then at least 1 hero dies to that. But a little bit cautious there. Broodmother really wanting to preserve that kill spree she has. And you can't blame her for that. Orb is going to see the Rubik, and Garter will run into the Night Stalker, but he has a Blink and a Yules. There's no way he dies here.
And with the Spiderling army, they might try and get this lane towards Vititu.
Sneaking is getting body blocked by Enchantress's Wild Wing. Now up against the puck. There is a coil available, though they're not really super confident in chasing, knowing that the rest of the VGJ.Storm side is on this bottom lane area. So they will let him go.
They're actually playing really smart. They're just playing around Roche now. Like, they don't overcommit to that or anything. I mean, they force them out of bottom now. And if you look at all their vision, Night Stalker Darkness is out now, so they have really good vision around the pit.
Oh, Stan King spotted by the Enchantress, gets injected, gets brought down. Puck is going to blink out of the Silent Circle and land a coil onto 2 in the background. In the meantime, Ritsu is just piecing out in the jungle. Can't help his Viper. He's already dead. Can't help Sneaking. He's dead as well. Double kill for Nushim. Ritsu's been farming the entire game. Does have a Radiance. So maybe we see some sort of net worth push here from the Bloodseeker. But it has to come soon. Very soon.
And this is probably exact. You remember when OG played with Miracle and the meme was, you know, we want to simulate Miracle's pubs where he carries all these players. This is exactly what Ritsu's pubs are probably like. You know, when you get that 6k average game and you're like, oh my god, I can't believe I'm playing with these people. And you just play like this, where you dodge every fight, you hit creeps, and you hope to god your team doesn't feed too much. That's kind of what this game makes me think of.
When you're in that situation, you're like, I hate these guys, so I'm gonna play like this. When you're in this situation, it's like, I can't actually help you guys. Like, there's actually nothing that Bloodseeker can do. If he was in every single one of these fights, invulnerable the entire time, like maybe the score is like 28-8 now. They will actually pick up Garter, but who cares? It's on the bottom lane where the action's happening. Magpie will do quite a bit of damage to Monkeys, but Force Staffed out will be fine. They curse up the Rubik to secure their escape out. And well, Sven has 5 seconds left for Godstrength. If VGJ.Storm decide to chase, they will be in for a world of hurt, but they don't, and they make the right call in doing so. Puck dies on top lane too. It looks like just Bloodseeker actually, isolated by himself. Will be a much needed kill for VGJ.Storm. Again, you need this Bloodseeker to start power farming any way possible.
That you do, and his push towards Manta is very, very important in this game to have any kind of resemblance of map pressure. And now Rubik stole webs. I'm not sure if they persist after you lose the skill. I hope they don't, because otherwise Brood's just going to get like a load of free webs that are there forever.
I think the webs are like personal.
No, they're not. Like,
they're not?
He's getting movement speed from being in Brood webs, so I'm presuming it works both ways. Same thing as Chronosphere with Void. So I wasn't 100% sure on that, but this is his web. This one is not his web. And I'm really surprised you didn't go for that Aegis play. Like, I mean, you're a Rubik, you know?
Rubik with web, walking, and blink dagger.
I mean, he probably really wants to keep the webs because it's cool, but there, if you like lift and steal one of those things, it's really good.
Oh, Enchantress again in a little bit of trouble. Dots on her. This time won't quite be enough. Nushim's got maxed out healing, and Ryoya is going to once again pick a fight. Breaks off the Untouchable once again, but still is just being taunted by the Enchantress. Misses his last right click. Throws out another toxin. Misses again! Man, the game is just telling them to leave at this point. Solar Crest is a pretty good item.
has fallen.
It's 20% evasion, man.
Does he have any? No, he doesn't have any other talent evasion. That was just two 20% rolls. And now Nushim is going to jump
This
over
might be
to
good,
the
though.
bottom lane now, where he is probably going to die.
They
It
can
was a
get
good
maybe 2
attempt, I
kills.
suppose. Oh, Puck lifts himself up, does jaunt away with the orb, will survive. Is the web still here? The webs are still here from the Rubik.
I don't think so. Are they?
Isn't this? I don't freaking know, man. Does it really matter?
No.
In the meantime,
His
top lane
web's down
Broodmother's
there.
being chased out by Jakiro and Nightstalker. Backup coming in the form of BSJ is going to run into stanking. Immediately gets lifted up. And so far, Leviathan, they've cracked 1 melee racks right now. But still working with a 25k net worth lead. It's just, in any given game, just so hard to come back from.
Especially with these kind of lineups. So, we still have Cheese. Aegis is gone. Unless I'm really, really blind. And
Still on
Brood is
Sven.
about to finish a BKB. Wait. Yeah, okay. No, it just isn't showing when I click F6 because of some courier crap and backpack stuff. That's really weird, actually. Very good to know.
You're not on the camera, so I'm just gonna have to take your word for it.
Like, if you click F6 at the moment, it shows Sven having every
What is your
item
F6?
in his backpack and his
F6 is my
inventory
net
except
worth
for
button.
Aegis. It's the items and stuff that shows up. I'm not sure what people have it as
I don't know.
default. Yeah.
Tell Valve about it. I'm sure they'll fix it immediately.
Oh man, I wish I was important enough for anyone to listen to me in this.
Hey Valve, I found a bug. Please
Yeah, it's like
believe
the only
me.
bug in your game. Please fix.
There's a lot of bugs in this game. Actually, Broodmother's not a bug. They're gonna jump in towards the Nightstalker. BSJ with the BKB is gonna slaughter the Nightstalker. Now set up for a couple of cleave hits. Coil's gonna be keeping them there after the curse. Rubik's dead.
Alright, that's
Viper's
okay.
dead. Broodmother's slaughtering heroes to the north. GG, well played is called. It was only a matter of time before a fight like that happened, and I use the term fight very liberally.
Yeah, I believe fight means the other team can actually fight back or put some kind of defense / resistance up. This was more of a casual stroll through the enemy base. And story of the series really is just drafts, I think. Like VG did not play well in the second game, and I think their draft was it left a lot to be desired on like ease of execution level. And then this game just looked like full tilt, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, the end of last game, if we call that like the beginning of this game, you could kind of see the whole progression of VGJ.Storm. Like, they won the first game, yeah, that's all well and good, and then just everything fell apart, and they couldn't get it back together again. Like, once you fall apart, you're going to stay apart. And on the other end of, like, Leviathan, Whitebeard has been around absolutely forever. Everyone in this game has, of course, but definitely able to rally back after that first game, still deliver with those good drafts. Again, I'm assuming Whitebeard doing that drafting, and 5-0-10 went to Wyvern early on, 9-1-3. This Broodmother game was absolutely free here for Leviathan, so they have a victory here. But of course, the big question is, will they have victory up against Immortals? That's going to be coming tomorrow alongside the Complexity DC match, and that one should be, well, very interesting to see if Leviathan have any chance up against our Korean overlords. I'm biased, so I'm going to stop on that right now. But either way, guys, we are done here for today. Leviathan will claim victory, and we'll play against Immortals tomorrow. If you enjoyed the cast, be sure to keep following the Summit 8, because there is 2 best of 3s and 1 best of 5 left for the NA qualifiers. You can follow us as well if you enjoyed the casting at Mike Loris, for myself at PQMZDota_ for my co-caster. Do you have any final words before we shut this down?
I mean, well played to Leviathan. I think they realized what was the problem in game 1 and were the better team throughout the series on the day.
All right, guys.
And thank you for having me, dude.
Anytime. Guys, we'll see you next time. Congratulations, Leviathan. GG.